Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Space Between. I'm your host and guide, Brett Kemp. Thank you so much for being with me here today. So, today I'm going to talk about some stuff that I'm learning right now. I'm reading a book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle, I think that's how you say it. And I just thought I would share that with you all because, it's pretty powerful stuff. And until I can do the show that I want to do, because, like I said, if you saw my last video, I've been working really hard on the theme song for the show. And until that song is complete and until I can really have that outline exactly how I want and have that song done, I just thought, well, I guess it's okay to kind of not know exactly what you're going to do. I know that that goes against every YouTube book I've read. That goes against what you see up there, people's specific, topics and specific genre and all that stuff. But yeah, I just thought it'd be fun to kind of just chat with whoever's listening. I see this as kind of like imagined in the sense that nobody's really here right now. I'm by myself in my apartment, but I like to believe that somebody else is on the other side of that camera. So the power of now. And no, I'm not going to put a link to this book in my video so then I can do affiliate marketing and make some money. Not judging those that do that, but that's just not something I'm interested in doing. But this book, and I've read a lot of I don't know, self-help books. I don't know what you call them. I don't really like that title. Spiritual books, but not spiritual in an organized religion sort of way. But this book, it's kind of so simple that it's so complex, right? Just like so many things are in life. So the power of now. I'm sure in the title we can kind of understand what that's about, being present. And everybody talks about, being present, don't live in the past, and don't worry about the future, or don't think about the future, or don't agonize over the future, which is all very true. And it's interesting, though, because our past is actually, it's not really real other than the fact that it's in our memory. And so, we believe it happened. We know it happened, but it's over. And that's kind of what this, book talks about is this is all we have is right now. Time is kind of an illusion of the mind. And what this book really goes into is the idea of being able to separate yourself from your mind. How do you do that, right? That sounds pretty crazy. Well, I'm just learning, but it's this idea, and it's also in this other book, which of course I'm going to forget the title really now, super popular, I'll write that in the section below or whatever, so in case you want to know what that book is, but I can't remember the name of it right now. See how prepared I am? It's amazing. But the idea is that we are not our mind, but our mind somehow kind of convinces us that we are. But our mind is actually just a storage of memories from our past, or this idea of agonizing about the future or what's going to happen or what you want to happen. So to get into the now, you have to become really present. And the only way to become present isn't just to be like, breathing in and out and feeling that. I mean, that's one way. Obviously, meditation is super powerful. I meditate every day. And, it serves a purpose. But to get into the now, you have to realize that your mind is actually kind of, and this sounds kind of really weird, something separate from yourself, from your being. You have your mind and you have your being, the magical essence, the divine spirit inside of you that isn't connected to the mind. And so to become present, you need to become a silent observer. I guess I don't really know if you have to be silent, but then I guess you're kind of talking to yourself. But which we all kind of do all the time anyways. We're just doing it up here and we don't hear it. But you have to become a silent observer. And I love this idea. It talks about when you identify with something, you are the mind. But when you become a silent observer, you create space between you and the mind, and then you're not identifying with what the mind tells you, with what your past is telling you, with what, all the things that happen to you in your life. We unfortunately most of the time are living in the present through a filter from the past. You like how I just went this way? That's not past, that's forward, but so we could go from the past. Woo! But the point is most of us, it's really, really hard not to do that, to not be going out every day and actually having a filter put over our life that is showing everything to us, all around us, all our experiences we're having now is actually a filter of the past. And so to get around that, this is why you have to separate yourself from the mind and from the being. And again, I just started reading this book, but that was just so powerful, this idea of being a silent observer. So when your mind is telling you things, agonizing about the future or going over the past, or just not allowing you to just sit there and, do something, read a book or whatever, and you're worried about an interview. I'm having a lot of interviews right now, so that's very, I have an awareness for that because it's very relevant in my life, so I'm thinking about it. So if I'm thinking about an interview while I'm trying to read, it's actually, that's my mind that's doing that. And you don't need to judge it, and you don't need to try to force or control anything. But once you become the observer of the fact that you are not just the mind, you're not just those thoughts and that past or that agonizing future, then you create distance. And it's so interesting to look at it that way, because obviously your being and your mind is in one container, right? Our body's a container, but according to Jim Carrey, really our soul is another container, and it has no limits, and I agree with that and him very much so. But so how do you, it's weird because you're in that container, but you become a silent observer, and so you become aware. Once you're aware that you're not living in the present, guess what? You're present. It said that in the book, and I was like, oh, that's so true. Okay, I'm not in the present. I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking about the past. Oh, why am I thinking about the past or the future so much? I should really, boom, you're present, right? Because you're thinking about it. You're aware that you're not here. You're not right here, right now. So I think that's so powerful and so simple. Like I said, like everything in life, the most simple things obviously are the most complex as well, right? The duality of the universe. But yeah, I just love that idea. And I think obviously the name of my show is called The Space Between. And I used to say the space between is the story unseen, the line inside two parallel lines of endless possibility. Well, if you think about it, well, boom, look at that. Parallel lines. Hi, like right in between, that's now. This is your past. If you think about it, whoa. And it's kind of, this is amazing. I'm making this up. It's like wavy, like a radio wave, and it's your memories, and then your future's up here. It's also kind of vibrating. Let's see if I can do that. Vibrating. And now, this is now. This is the present. So really, that's all we have. This. The space between is a story unseen, the line inside two parallel lines of endless possibilities. Because right now, there are endless possibilities. The past doesn't have any possibilities, and the future doesn't have any possibilities because it doesn't really exist, right? All right, I'm sure you're getting the point, but the space between and this idea of being a silent observer made me just connect those two things. I was like, wow, yeah, the space between, is that story that's unseen, because I don't know what's going to happen right now, but I know if I'm paying attention now and I'm present now, that anything is possible. And also then I am being my most divine being, my most divine self. My most divine self is not my past, and it's not even my future. It's now. Well, that was really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, I'm just going to be kind of doing these until I can really have my show that I really want ready to go, the songs finished, the outline, everything. It's not going to be perfect. I still don't even have any technology. I'm still using my phone or a tablet computer. I have one ring light. That's why you'll notice if I go like this or this and then I go back, the light goes in and out because I don't have lights over there. This is still my handmade backdrop. Thank you very much. People are really enjoying that. And in an interview, though, they're like, we really love your backdrop. I'm like, thanks. I made it myself. They're like, really? They can't believe it because, you know, I'm speaking to like all these kind of, not corporate jobs, but, you know, companies, not artists or not, you know, YouTubers and things like that. So yeah, that's it. I hope you got something from that. I did, and I'm going to continue to read that book. And I have many books that I would suggest to anybody who wants to know. Just write in the comments below. You want to know? I have read so many books. And why did I do that? Oh, I guess my nose itchy. Anyways, I've read so many books. So if you want some books, I'd be happy to share any of those books I've read. If you want to hit me up in the comments below. And that's it. Thank you so much for your time today, letting me express myself, letting me share something that I'm learning about. And I hope you learned something. A silent observer. But I have to do the thing I always do. Here inside the space between, we believe that empathy, equality, and inclusion is the only way we will move forward in our human evolution and come together and help one another and realize that we're actually all sisters and brothers, and that the space between you and me is actually just invisible energy connecting everyone and everything you see. Peace and love. Bye.